There we go. Okay. I just gotta watch for this. Make sure everything's good there. All right. So, quick update on a few things. Let's see. There's a couple things I want to go through. I want to talk about the charts. Let me make a quick little notepad. Quick little notepad. So, we could do rates. I want to do updates and then charts. C and K. That's how I want to do that. So just those three things that I want to make sure I got. Weekly market updates. And then I want to go and pull this up. So really quickly, here's where we're at with the trades. Now, we have these two trades that were said and done. They both booked losses, although they were small losses, $1 and $4. I was just wrong. I got out of it and then left things alone from there. I didn't really want to stay in these, although because those were sold at opens. I sold some calls. Yeah, so I was trying to sell calls against the shares that I have, which is fine, but I wanted the stock to go down, and in all honesty, with the way things that were moving then and now, it just wasn't a good time to sell them, especially with how the chart was looking recently, which I can pull up here pretty quickly. On top of that, I have more rates to enter. And I am goofing this up like I haven't done it before. And I want to get data from a file, and I want it to be from a PDF file. Now, do I actually have it saved in the folder? Let's see, that's 0425. Which one was this? Should be weekend, May 2nd. May 2nd. This goes over here. And it goes there. Gosh, dude, I have so much like phlegm in my throat. Phlegm in my throat. Phlegm in my throat. And then if I go down here, I can import this data. So, it was a little side project here. I need page 3. Cool. And then I can edit that out. I'm just making sure I have the rate data. So we have two positions open right now. We have this one in APA, and then we have this one in forward. Now, this one's going to be short puts. This one's a long call. So this one's, we're shooting for the upside here. We're also shooting for the upside here, but we're doing this a little bit differently than this. And in general, my positioning is set up such that I am really betting for the upside move here. Now, if we go to this, we go to forward and we look at it. So we bought these on 28 April, or we sold these on 28 April. So if we go back over here, we sold these right about, see, I can draw on here. Nope, I just want a little bit Oh, the little circle. So on the 28th of April, we sold them here. That's a weird line. Whatever. Oh, it's gonna make me do it so much worse. Okay, so I'm gonna do a brush because I can just draw. Okay, so we bought them here and lock it to the brush. Nope. Okay, there we go. Gosh, Invis is weird sometimes, but that's where we got it. This is the price today. So price really hasn't moved all that much. I mean, granted, it moved up, and we're looking at a daily chart. So on the 28th, the close was 10:02, and today we're sitting after market at 10:45. Okay, and I think it's important to note that we held this through earnings, which was yesterday, and at least as of recording the video. So we bought this, what is that, about a week out from earnings. And, well, I keep saying bought, but we sold it. Whoa. That's so weird. My phone just turned on and started playing music. Cool. Ghosts in my phone. So we bought on the 28th of April. We've been holding it. So the trade itself expires on 6/20, June 20th. So we have, according to Thinkorswim, we still have 45 more days until the expiration, and we're currently sitting at 48% profit, with our entry being the 23 cents, and the current mark is 11.5, which we put about 12, just round up. So our opening premium was 23 cents, and if we closed today, 506, and then say we closed at 13, just 1 o'clock, and we closed it for that minus 12. We would have walked away with $11 profit, which, considering that right now, just kind of looking at it, that would put us at 3 total trades that have been closed, put us at the 1 win and then 2 losses. Our average P&L per trade would be about $2. Average win is 11, average loss is 250, negative 250. This average win, since there's only 3 trades, is really not, there's only 1 win, so there's not a whole lot to average out there, but this and the max P&L will wash out, a given time. It'll change. And then we have our expected return, which is $2, which, if you don't know what the expected return is, it's going to be your average win size times your average win rate. And then that's going to be added against your average loss times your average loss rate. And that gives you an expectancy ratio or expected return. You could do sort of either one of those if you put it into a ratio. And this just kind of gives you more of an expectation of all of your past trades, given that you're maybe, say, trading a specific strategy. So, say that at least these 3 trades right here, these 3 forward trades, get rid of this. At least with these 3 forward trades, these are all part of a covered strangle. I'm selling puts and I'm selling calls. I'm strangling the position somewhere on the break-even point, but I also have my long shares. So it's all kind of ratioed out. It seems convoluted, and it's not really, because at the end of the day, I still have my 100 shares and I'm selling puts against it. So if at any point I get exercised, this contract will take away my 100 shares, and that's fine. That's why I'm also um, willing to take in additional shares. And to be honest with you, I completely confused the two. And selling the puts is to acquire more shares. So if these got exercised at any time, I would acquire 100 more shares with the put side. Now, if I was doing the call side of things, which I am, as you can see on the trade log, I am doing covered calls, which is just selling a call. And that just isn't working out for me right now, which is fine. It's just maybe not right timing, or I haven't found the right timing yet, the right spot, but it's whatever. It's just another step in this entire strategy of the covered strangle. And that's about it on the portfolio update. I I don't really have much information in this stuff. It's just not really going to tell you much right now. We only have 3 trades, man. So all I can really do is just give you updates on the positions themselves. But I can also say that given this current circumstance, I'm sitting at 48%. I touched so much as 53% throughout the trading day as of the recording today. But the thing is, I'm aiming for 55% max profit on this trade, or I will squeeze out everything that I can on these. And that's mostly because of the account size and the type of trades that I'm taking on. I want to be able to get as much as I can out of these trades. So that way I'm making sure I'm increasing my return as much as possible. And it's not that I want huge dollar amounts every single trade, because if that was the case, I could just go and do, these calls. I could just throw dozens of quantities on there and, you know, shoot for the moon or swing for the fences, try to go for these home run trades. But that's not what's going to get me there. That's more or less that's gambling. And I don't want to take that risk. Okay. And that's kind of just what it is. Now, I do want those types of trades in my portfolio, but I want them under a stricter supervision per se. I'm using them with less portfolio allocation. So I'm not using my entire account to do this, basically. I'm using a very small section of my account to do just these types of trades. And that's purely either because I want to see how something works out, I'm making an assumption and trying to play it through, or, I'm testing things out and it works. Or it doesn't. This is down 25%. So, kind of go from there. We have no new updates yet. Nothing yet. I do have all of my rate information. I need to clean this up. And what you're looking at also on the screen right now is a whole bunch of charts. What kind of charts, might you ask? Glad you asked. These are charts, and sorry, I'm really like doing 2 things at once. Yeah, let's get rid of you guys. Let's get rid of you guys. So I'm looking at Cinemark and I'm looking at APA. APA is a current position that I have right now in the calls, but Cinemark is something that stood out to me a little bit here. It's interesting. I was looking at them on FinViz as well, just because I like to use FinViz. It's a good web platform, honestly. Decent web platform. So in the aftermarket, They're trading at $31. They just reported earnings on May 2nd. So they reported Friday before the market opened. Actually, pretty interesting. They did pretty well. It seems like they missed. They estimated it would be negative 0.23 and they reported negative 0.32. Not good. You know, it's not good as a earnings report goes, but their forward guidance could be pretty good. Like their revenue, they reported 540.7 mil, and the estimate was 524. So I say they're doing all right. You know, um, not every company has to have good earnings. And I mean, if you go and you look, I'm sure there's a chart somewhere that'll tell you the amount of earnings that have came in, and I'm willing to bet almost 70% of them are positive. So it is what it is. Now, an interesting thing is you kind of look at the chart, there's a weird little inch happening right there. Maybe something happens, maybe it breaks out and stays out, but what I'm kind of looking at is down here. And that right there is telling me something. What is it telling me? Yeah, it's up for interpretation. But what I'm thinking right here is these little bumps right here. I wish I had a magnifying glass. I'm going to figure this whole thing out. But this whole little thing right here, you can see it a little bit better without that. There's some little peaks here. There's a peak here. There's a peak that's going down. You call that what? A stalactite? Is it when they're stuck on the ceiling coming down? Anyways, this is crossing a threshold. Crossing a threshold. And what that means to me is that this is an overbought territory and it could be quite likely to fall. Take this one, for example. It's not quite the same. This one was more sharp coming up, and it had more momentum sticking around for a few days, hence the giant climb up right here. But look at that drop. I mean, that's steep, man. That's real steep. And it follows this huge selling period and it goes straight into an oversold position territory where you can see it on the chart here. It's just constantly falling. It flew all the way down to, what is that? 2374 on the close. And that was in March. Slowly built back up. And now they're starting to test new waters again. It's starting to make higher highs. It's going to test this area. It might test this breakout point right here. Who knows? But my whole point is this might be a good speculative trade. I would suggest not buying shares right here because, I mean, this could be a decent company to get shares from. If we go and we look, where's the dividend yield? 0.32. That's for the fiscal year. I know I'm looking over it. I know it's right here, but I'm looking at everything else. So X date was March 5th. Trailing 12 months dividend was 0.00 or 0.08. Where does this take me? They're still paying out. Yeah, it looks like they just started paying it back out. 2020, 2025 is when they started again. I don't know, 8 cents on the share. That's seems like too much for me. It's too expensive. Not gonna buy shares right now. I would like to have gotten shares down here, if anything. But hey, beggars can't be choosers, and you can't pick your friends' noses. But anyways, this going into the options, I'm gonna find much better data in here. I'm gonna be honest with you. So if I go here and I go to CNK, wow, my nose is stuffy. So there's June 20s, and we're sitting at 31 right now. I'd go put. I'm going put over anything here, and I'm gonna buy a put. And the thing is, these deltas are crazy, bro. If I bought this 31 put right at the money and spend $1.45, not a bad deal, but if we analyze this trade and we go to probability analysis, hey, yo, 1 second. I am going to fix something. So much sushi. It's muy bien. Okey-doke. Ay, 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 ay. There we go. And then I'm gonna go back over here, and I'm gonna open that up. Ba 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 ba. Anyways, you guys are looking at a probability analysis for this trade. Here's a risk profile of what the trade would look like. Here's the purple line being today's date, and then the blue line being the expiration date. And here are some break-even points. And then you have your probabilities on top. Thing is, go to the charts, kind of look at how everything traded over the days. This is a slow, steady climb up. That's a slow, steady climb up, and we still have a slow, steady climb up here. A lot of volume right there. Crazy volume right there, actually. So I don't know why my Word doc's always open, super weird, but okay. I just gotta make sure I do it all right. Boom, boom, boom. Let's do it now. There we go. There we go, mate. Oh, is this after hours? Sick. Sick, 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 sick. See, my thing is, I don't know where APA is at. That's my other trade that I'm in. I know where it's at, but I don't know where it's at. Movement wise, it seems like it's consolidating, which is good and bad, but also very scary. It's scary for my position only in the way that theta decay will eat away at my position. I will simply lose money for holding the contract day over day. And as annoying as that is, it's part of it. It's what you get for trading options. And I can't do anything about it now. The only thing that would be help me would be an increase in volatility, perhaps, that would increase premiums or interest and volume and just overall price fluctuation. Now, is that likely to happen? I don't know. We can find out and see when their earnings are. Maybe we're about to get. I should know this if I'm going to go long call, but it's not always perfect. When's their next earnings? Financials. 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 May 7th. So they're going to report tomorrow, actually. Wow. Would you look at that? Wow. Would you look at that? After market close. Tomorrow after market close. We'll see. You know, it just simply looks like it's. What's that? Earnings and review? Yeah. Revenue. Sorry. But hey, man, it's there. There's a consolidation. There's a catalyst event. This is a binary event. Honestly, it's going to shoot it one way or the other. We're going to see how it goes. Honestly, that's all I got. Let's finish this. Now, I am very curious to see how APA does reports for earnings. You know, oil and gas company, they're in the energy sector. You never know. You never, never know. Never, never know. Never, ever, never, ever. Never, ever, never, never. Let's gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song. CMP SONG song. Hey, it's at 1598 aftermarket. I just noticed that. I am gonna update my market stuff now. 0502. And then I do have a monthly one as well, but I don't know how much it will change. I don't know. Let's go to key rates. Start the S&P. And we're going to start entering some information. All right. So if I bring this over here, we got consumer staples taking it off at the top. And then we got utilities, real estate, financials, industrials, materials. I'm so burpy. Technology, consumer discretionary, and then we're gonna throw in some numbers. Honestly, I hate when these numbers are negative because it just means so much more typing. 12.7? Yeah, wow. Energy's down 12.7 over the last month. That's insane. Okay. Okay. Boom, that's done. Let's go over to capital markets. Dash 02. Capital markets. Where are you at? Oh, I waved it. Baby, man, I was gunning for that one. Um, boom. Get over here to key rates. Get rid of all that. Fed funds target 4.5. Sick. Consumer rates. These are quick and easy. Well, that's a weird one. May 02. There we go. All right, 30-year mortgage rates are at 6.8%. Boom, 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 boom. Commodities. See how commodities are doing. Oh, dang it. Okay, gold spot price. Where you at? Okay. Our index characteristics. Okay, 1944. It was almost 1738. Oh no. Oh man. It feels good to just be locked in like that. Wow. That was an impressive run. I might just be a 10 key. Call me 10 key Tyler. You know? Killing it up. Paste that. Change the dates. Make sure we get our dates. All right, this is the big one. It's the long one, but we'll get through it and we'll be all right. Consumer spending. Cool. Can't wait, dude. I want to talk about Towerborn so bad. It makes me want to beat Batman Arkham Knight right now, like just like right now, so I can only worry about that. Like I'm almost done. I'm, you know, 79%, I think, with Batman. Hold on, I messed something up here. Real GDP was 23,526. 2.0, 48, 70, 77, 85, 120. There's that weird gap. Yeah, there's a weird gap there for some reason. But Towerborn is a lot of freaking fun, dude. You ever played Castle Crashers? You would totally like this game. You would totally like this game if you liked Castle Crashers. 1000%. It's couch co-op. A lot of good stuff.